Hello everybody, my name is Patricia Belleza, I am from Peru, I am a member of Latispanica Cultural Association. Latispanica Cultural Association is a non-profit organization. Our mission is the promotion of the Hispanic culture, the celebration of diversity and integration of everybody in Nova Scotia. I am here with Loly Crowley, she is from Cuba. Today we are going to share with you a dish from Cuba. Name.
Hello. Hi everybody. I'm going to make picadillo, which is it's a very typical Cuban dish, and it's made with ground meat, whether it's mostly it's beef and pork. So today I'm going to make it with a mixture of both. I'm going to the ingredients are ground beef, ground pork, some tomato sauce, onion, green pepper, garlic, which is a sofrito basically, and some olives and some raisins, which is something that it's a variation of picadillo. We do it different ways. Some people add some potatoes, fried potatoes, but I'd rather just not do that.
We are going to proceed with the preparation of the dish. We talk a little more about where it comes from, how the variations, while we are start cooking.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to get some oil. I like to use olive oil actually for cooking.
Yes.
I
Little healthier, yes.
I think so. But anyways, I do that, and then I'm going to make a sofrito. I'm going to use the garlic, the onions, and the green peppers, and I'm going to fry that.
So you put how much of olive? Like I just only like a two.
A little bit to cover the bottom of the pot, really.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
are you taste? Like I said, everybody has their taste.
Yeah, whichever, like, and it depends also on the dish that you're using. This is Teflon, so it doesn't use that much oil, or at least I don't put that much oil.
Okay.
Just get this on the go here.
Like you see a cup of onions or one full onion?
One full onion and one full green pepper. I actually use two cloves, not head, 2 cloves of garlic.
Yeah. And you can say really fine chop.
Yes, I like it this way because it's easier to cook, I think.
Yes, you can
Anyway,
see this
so
is the green peppers.
This should be getting warmer.
Warming and
You should be here sizzling pretty soon.
Yes.
Ahora, we're gonna.
Now that it's salted and really good,
We're
right?
gonna use some tomato sauce and make the sofrito. Sofrito is our typical starter for any Cuban dish, basically, and it's garlic, onion, green pepper, and tomato sauce.
Yes, and as you can see, we were talking behind the camera with Loly. Some people uses the garlic full, some people can mince it, or some people can, after the cooking, take the garlic out. So this one is a variety that it depends how you like to use your garlic.
That's right. If you want to, as I said, I usually just put
She
the whole garlic.
Yeah, she put the whole garlic.
And then before I serve it, I just
take it out.
But
yes,
the flavor is there.
The flavor is there. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an optional. This is an optional way how you can do it.
Right. And then I'll just add a little bit of salt. Pepper.
Yeah, you can hear the siltito.
Romino.
Yes.
And then once I mix this, what I do is I take it out, and then I'll just saute the meat by itself, and then I'll just incorporate it.
Okay.
Because I find sometimes the meat has a lot of fat.
Yeah.
So I rather just get rid of all that fat that comes in the meat, and then I'll just.
Sounds good. So we come back later when
we'll
cheese.
come back in a minute. Here we have a mixture of beef and pork. So,
And
some people you can also add if you have some ground ham as well. You know,
Yes.
like combine the three of them. But you can use a little bit of ham, not the same amount of. In this case, for example, I use half a pound of ground beef and half a pound of pork, and then you can add like 1/4 pound if you wanted of ham. But since I didn't have any ham, I just added I just did it with beef and pork. So.
Yes. And remember the pot is the same where we did the sauté. Without reason, just in the same oil that was in there, we put everything in there.
Because it gets all the flavors.
It gets the flavor.
And I will incorporate it later.
Yes. So we come back in 1 minute when this meat is completely cooked and brown.
Yeah. Okay. So now you can see that what I do is I sort of like fry this a little bit so the meat has the opportunity to get rid of all this oil or fat that it has. So I'll just get rid of all that, and then I'll just add the sofrito after I get rid of all this.
And can you tell us a little more about the variations in this meat?
Yes, for example, I use, as I mentioned before, I use the combination of pork and beef, but I usually just use beef. I think this is what I'm used to, and it's just that I'm doing this from a recipe from a very well-known Cuban chef many years ago. Her name is Nitza Villapol, and I have one of her books, and she was an icon in Cuban cooking in the 1950s in Cuba, and she cooked very nicely. So I'm just following this particular recipe, but I usually just do my own thing, and I just use ground beef, as I mentioned before.
Yes.
So now I'm going to get rid of all this. As you can see, I don't want that in mine. So I'll get rid of this, and then I'll incorporate the sofrito.
Yes, sounds good.
So I got rid of all that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate el sofrito. This smells so good. I wish you could smell it.
Yes.
Right, Patricia?
See, it smelled really good. I was going to speak in Spanish. Oh my God, this is so yummy. So you see, these books are from 1975. In the background was my sister. She's looking at the book of Nitza Villapol. And you can find it online, or you can find it at the library. It's really good. It's called the Cocina Criolla. And she was saying that you can find it in English or Spanish. That's pretty good.
Now I'm going to add a little bit of wine, because I always cook with wine.
Yes, a little of la vida in expression in Spanish. Wine, yummy.
And this calls for vino seco, like dry wine. And in Latin bodegas or supermarket, you can always buy cooking wine. But here I just, whatever wine that I didn't finish my bottle of wine, I just keep it and I use it for cooking.
The wine. And like all Latin good people, we always use whatever is at home, so we don't waste anything.
That's right.
So think about that. Good for everybody's, and even for your pocket.
That's right. So now I'm going to add a little bit of more salt. I need a little bit. Or
A little salt at taste, as you always. You have to be good.
And what I will add now would be olives, because as I mentioned, there are different variations. Some people use capers, or some recipes call for capers, but I don't like capers that much, so I add.
Can you find
olives.
the capers here in Canada?
Oh yes. You can
Okay.
find capers anywhere. In the
That's
supermarket,
good.
You know, I add a little bit of beef.
Look, she added water of the olive a little.
And I'll add some olives.
Do you use green olive, or it has to be used black olive too, or
No,
the taste?
I think the black olives would give it a different taste.
Okay, so do you recommend?
I like this one.
Okay.
I have the pimento because it's nicer stuff with pimentos.
Okay.
And then I also add some raisins.
Oh,
It
that's
just
neat.
gives you a little bit of
Sweet.
sweetness. And as I mentioned before, some variation, some people add small little pieces of potatoes, fried potatoes, like little diced potatoes.
Yes.
A little bit bigger than, what is it?
And you
that
can see
call,
one and two small boxes of
yeah,
raisin
I'm gonna
olive.
put one first and
Okay.
see. Because
Ah, good.
I don't want it to be too
So you can imagine this is a really nice flavor of salt, a little of vinegar for the olive, and a little of sweet for the raisins.
yeah. And it just gives the, and you know, when my kids, I make this dish at least once a week. When my kids were growing up, they loved this dish.
Oh, that's good.
And then if you have any leftovers, you can make sort of like your own version of shepherd's pie, or you can make empanaditas, you know.
Yeah, that's good. As you can see, so this one are the different variation. Like you know, this is a food that is typical in every kitchen in
Many Latin American countries, actually.
Yes.
You know, it's just a different variation. So in Cuba, we serve this with white rice, black beans, or red beans.
Yes.
As I mentioned before, I'm originally from Oriente.
Can you find this dish in restaurants in Cuba or just
All
only
the
home?
time. Oh my gosh, this is just your typical, yeah.
Typical dish. So remember, if you are traveling, when you have the time to go to Cuba, Picadillo is to go.
So I'm gonna lower this, let it simmer for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, and then it should be ready.
Okay, 20 minutes, see you soon.
This.
Aquí estamos ya después de casi 20 minutos que está cocinando la carne y Loly va un poquito más que decías anteriormente.
Lo que iba a decir es que...
English. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
what I was gonna say, sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay.
What I was going to say is this is ready. Some people like it with a little bit of salsita,
Okay.
and some people like it drier. It's
Okay.
up to you, your personal, you know,
A little juice or no?
desire. Yeah. So this is ready. So
Yeah, ready,
yeah,
yes.
we're going
And then she
to-
will remove the garlic from her.
Exactly. I get rid of this.
The garlic, yes.
This.
There is
And
one
there's
around
another
here.
one.
Yes, I saw it
there.
around
It's
here.
around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Because you don't want somebody just to be eaten and then suddenly it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there. Alrighty, so this is ready. So in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how we serve it.
Yeah. The picadillo is ready to serve. And we have some red beans.
Red beans.
Can you please tell us how do you prepare the red beans, Loly?
Yes, of course. What I said to you before is that because where I am, the part of Cuba that I'm from the eastern part of Cuba, from Santiago actually. We love red beans more so than black beans. So most people will have picadillo with black beans, rice, and another acompañante like a tostón or plátano maduro frito, etc. So I decided that I was going to make red beans. So I did that, and you were asking me, this is homemade with just the plain beans. I had to soak them and cook them for 2 hours. I added some sofrito, which you already know how that's done. I added some squash pumpkin kind of thing, and I had a pork bone that I had. So it's all mixed in and cooked for a while. So I hope you enjoy it.
That sounds good. Like you see, this one is the Tostones. And here tenemos the white rice, the red beans, and the picadillo. And now we are going to serve.
Buen provecho, everybody.
Yes, buen provecho. So she's going to make an example of how it serves, and then we are going to invite everybody to follow us at latispanica.org. This is our webpage, or you can follow us in Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Latispanica. And then we can invite everybody that will have a really good Latin recipe. If they want to share it, you can send us by email at info@latispanica.org. Don't worry, you don't need to be in camera if you don't like it, but we'd like to share your recipe and we can do it for you. Thank you so much for your looking at this video, and I hope you can prepare this one at home and enjoy it. And this is how you prepare picadillo and present it to your home in your family. Any last words, Loly?
Yes, what I was going to say, I put the picadillo to the side and the rice, and I put the beans on top of it, but some people just love to just mix the plain white rice with the picadillo, and that's really nice too. So you don't always have to make beans when you make this dish. Most of the time, I just make it without the beans, but I went all out for you guys today, so enjoy it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Loly, for your voluntary work. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye. Ahora, para acompañar el picadillo voy a hacer tostones. Y tostones es una variación de plátano, plantain. Plantain actually is available in all the local supermarkets here. And these are green plantains, and I just cut them in little chunks, and I sort of half cook them. And when they're half cooked, then I just smash them, and then I finish frying them. So this is just the beginning. So you will see how
the process of
how I do this. This is also a very nice way to do plantain, green plantain. I like also, but I love, we call this tostones. I think in most of Latin America they call them patacones.
Yeah.
You know? See, basically it's the same thing. It's just different names, but.
So you fry it halfway, you said, no?
I fry them halfway, and then I.
And how do you know they're halfway?
Well, I sort of like to kind of take a look, make sure that it doesn't cook too much.
Okay. And you still turning around all the time.
Yeah, I turn them around because I don't want them to
cook too
much on one side.
Yes.
And I want them to. Sometimes actually, so now comes the fun part. I use any particular pan that I have.
Okay, you can use any kind.
Yeah, this is my masher.
Yeah, you will see now a little
here,
tip.
This is a little tip. I take them out just a little bit, and I go like that. Smash, smash, and smash.
Oh, neat.
And then bring it back.
And then bring them back. You see? Oh my goodness.
And I better get those out before they get too
to cook,
well
yes.
done.
And you can put it here, yes.
Yeah. Get them out.
Yes. Wire chip turn around the other tostones in there. Oh, look at that, so cute. I am watering the mouth now. Just
so
with the
good.
smell too.
And I know, being very nice here, using all the
Yeah,
utensils, but hey, at the end of the day, it's the hands that works.
yeah, I
That's-
know. And if you're in your
And
home,
the fastest.
and if you're in your home, you know that you wash your hands properly and you can
Yeah.
eat it.
There. So there you go. Oops. Ooh, hot. Gotta get these ones out.
Yes, like you have to be a
Yeah, you have
cook
to be
experience, very
You
quick
have
and
to be very quick when you do this because
yeah.
otherwise,
Otherwise, it will get
Ouch.
burned and it won't be good.
Yeah.
Like that. And you can see the ricotta stones. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
For me, it will be the
Here.
first time that I try this way, the
Really?
tostones. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I do this all the time. My kids love this, and now my grandkids love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You can use avocado oil or coconut oil, the one
Yeah.
they say that really is healthy to cook too. So there are so many variances in here in the way of oil that you can choose to cook. This is good. And we'll see you later when everything is ready.
That's right.